Alrighty, greetings everybody, my name is Coin, and welcome back to another episode of The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Since I am late today, and I do apologize for that, I will endeavor to read the messages first, but let's also play the camera minigame at the same time, shall we? There we go. Oh, I totally forgot to change that name. Welcome on in to both Mr. Jason and Mr. Goku on the purple and red apps respectively. Good to see both of you. Hopefully you both are doing well in body and mind, and I do hope you enjoy your stay. Mr. Goku says, "Hello, Mr. Coin and all. I hope you are doing well." Thank you, Mr. Goku. I am doing well, and congratulations again to on 100% map completion. I know that must have been a really, really infuriating and sanity draining past couple of days. Good on you for getting it done. Mr. Jason says, "Greetings, Mr. Coin, good sir. Greetings to you as well, good sir." Waits ever patiently for the amazing Mr. User 11. Indeed. You just thought of something, Mr. Coin, with genetics and how traits get passed down through generations. Since Mr. User 11 is the 11th user and they are amazing, that means that is a trait for the other users too. Perhaps not. We shall see. Mr. Jason says you're doing well, except for one small important concern. Oh, do tell. But while you're telling, I'm going to take this opportunity to thank our wonderful patrons during this month's cycle. All these people who have been generous enough to toss money my general direction. Thank you so incredibly much for that. If you want your name on these placards, which I do read at the start of each and every stream, well, I already told you what you had to do. So, we're going to thank those lovely, wonderful contributors right now. Thank you to Just Me Carly and Most Likely Shine for their Twitch subscriptions. Please do enjoy the benefits and privileges that come along with those subscription packages. I would also like to thank Mr. Goku for their continued patronage during this month's cycle with their Valkyrie tier membership on Patreon. Please do enjoy the benefits and privileges that come along with such a patronship. Finally, I'd like to thank Mr. Rasby the Player for their continued membership over on Coffee with the Valkyrie tier membership. Please do enjoy all the benefits and privileges that come along with that maintenance. And while I do not have any one-off donations this month, I would like to thank people who have donated in the past month or last year. Direct donations are one of the better or more direct ways of supporting me. I really, really do appreciate it. Once again, thanks. So I'm going to catch up on messages again. Uh-oh. I don't like that. Oh, no. Numpad has to be turned on. There we go. Got it. Let's catch up again. Mr. Goku says, so many videos of looking back and forth. So tiny, and you came close several times on the hero's path. Yeah, the Grove of Time, wasn't it? Right? Or was it the Grove of Spirits? I know you'd flashed the picture last night, but I was really, really busy. The Grove of Time. Thought so. Yeah, it's amazing what ground you can go the whole game without treading even once in Tears of the Kingdom. The issue isn't quite as apparent in Breath of the Wild. If you miss something, you really had to be hoofing it on horse the whole time. Tears of the Kingdom, you could just fly above where all these locations are and, you know, not worry about them one iota. Mr. Jason says, you've sent it in the DMs, but you didn't want to bug me too much. I saw this morning. I was incredibly busy. So sorry. Yeah. I'll explain that busyness in a second. Mr. Jason goes on to say, you wholly appreciate your advice and all. Thank you. We're just concerned that you bothered me with how you went away for most of the day. Yeah, things are fine. I will reply to that in DMs today, Mr. Jason. No worries about that. That said, first, let's talk about these next few streams, including this one today. This one is not going to have, you know, the usual stipulations, or not the usual, but the stipulations I pointed out in Discord today. That's for tomorrow, or not tomorrow's. That is for Monday's stream and Tuesday's stream, respectively. Today is just going to be a kind of what I hope to be a short stream. I have finished all of the grinding for the materials. Grinding for all the materials, as well as, you know, double checking my armor. Yeah, it turns out we're missing a whole set. Not even just parts and pieces, but a whole set. And we even came back here for the 5th stage, and I still just did not grab it. That will change today, among other things. So, last time on The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, we, you know, we went to work on clearing up just a couple of things. Some treasures, some compendium entries, stuff like that. Mr. Jason says, it's not necessary, good sir. If you're okay, I'm happy. You just thought you've pushed too far, and so you were worried. As that ends the subject, as in the response isn't necessary. Understood. That's all I will say on that for the time being. What was I saying before? Right. Last time we were just working on compendium entries as well as treasure chests. Mr. Goku says, was it the old maps or caves? You don't have to answer now, but just curious. Oh, it's a little mix of things. It's not only a whole set. There are fragments of other things as well. I'm quite sure there are some treasure chests that we have not collected that would have been old maps. I can think of a few up in the sky that were like tied to vines that we just never went and dealt with. We're gonna skip that step and we're gonna go right to finding these armor pieces for ourselves. But to answer your question succinctly, once again, Mr. Goku, it's a bit of both. Our goal today is to finish collecting the armor, because that is something I apparently did not do. Collect the last of the compendium entries. I've already marked them down, locations where we can go find them. And you know, if we don't find them, I can pull up the object map and we can track those things one by one. If our stream ends in 2 hours, I suppose that this is what I wanted to say as like a preview. If our stream ends in 2 hours, it ends in 2 hours. If it takes me 4 or more hours to finish everything, well, then it takes me 4 or more hours to do everything. But today and Monday and Tuesday of next week will be targeted streams. Also, one last reminder for those that are listening. If you have not voted on the voting item in the voting for content channel on my server, my Discord server, please go do that. And if you want to join the Discord today to get that done, I will go ahead and demo that right now. We'd love to have you guys. We talk about a lot of... We do talk about some stuff in there. Mr. Goku has been sharing his exploits with us. So if you want to see those, please come on in. Otherwise, I might occasionally talk about something I'm doing, or etc., etc. And it's a pretty quiet place, but I would like to have more people in it. You can never have too many people in a Discord server, in my honest opinion. Mr. Goku says you believe you voted. Good man. I'm glad you've done that. I'm definitely glad you've done that. But yeah, the deadline for that is 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. And if you are on the Discord server, I've put an announcement, or a relatively recent announcement in the Proclamations channel. That's what I've named the announcements. That has a little timestamp on it. And it's localized to it's localized to my time, but will read whatever 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is for you. So if you're in EST, it should read the same. If you're in the UK, it'll read a different time, and so on and so forth. But please do check that. And again, please go check the Voting for Content channel if you want to vote on the next major project. Other than that, I believe I have finished bookkeeping, so I will chit-chat. We'll catch up on the chit-chat, and then we will get moving. Mr. Jason says, moving on. I'm sorry, Mr. Jason says, but yes, thank you for alleviating your fears, good sir. No problem. You're glad to have me and Miss Carly. I'm glad to have you and Miss Carly as well. Moving on, Mr. Jason has added a friend to his named High Flyer UK as a general consultant to give input on board matters. Only Jason's most respected people get on the board after all, and only his top most respected people surpass the board, of course. Mr. Jason says, yeah, you saw 4 a.m. there, good sir? Mm-hmm. So it'll conclude sometime in the morning for you. So that's the important part. Now, we're gonna, why are we in Kakariko Village? Why are we starting here? Well, we're gonna take care of that. And I'm glad I ground up extra money just for the record. I'm glad I did that. This set right here, the Radiant set. A mask painted with dye from crushed luminous stones. Its bone-like patterns give off a lurid, mysterious glow in the dark. That'll cost you 800 rupees. A deal like this doesn't come along every day. What a steal. Thanks, that'll look great on you, really. The paint on this shirt is made from crushed luminous stones. Okay, it's the same statement for the bottom sentence. You got me. I'll buy. And the last up, the paint on these tights is made from crushed luminous stones. It causes the tights to show a glowing bone-like pattern in the dark. Mr. Gordogoku says, oh, that's a fun armor, especially at night. Yeah, I remember this being a very late set for me in Breath of the Wild, back when the Gerudo Secret Club was selling it. And ironically, it turns out that it's a late armor again for me as well. Mr. Jason says, well, the main subject is irrelevant now. You've left the discussion regarding the Mr. Rasby for you to peruse at your convenience later, good sir. Very well. I will peruse that in earnest after the stream is over. Mr. Gordogoku says, right across from your favorite armor. Too true. Really, it's more so that the stealth suit or stealth set makes farming much easier in these games. It really does. I can't imagine how many more materials I would be missing if I did not wear this set consistently. Mainly insects or fish or something else along those lines. We're gonna talk to you, Kato. This used to be your cuckoo house. Are you okay? Link. This is my home, or rather, it used to be. It was partially destroyed by the falling ruins. I said I didn't care what they did with it after that and set off on a journey. Big mistake. I thought they would just remove the rubble. I didn't think they'd go and build a research facility here. Sorry you had to see me like that. I was just a little shocked to see that my home transformed like that. But if my home is useful as a place of research for my village, I'm thrilled. I, Kato, am happy to donate my house. Nice. Okay, that's that all taken care of. Where do I want to start now? Why don't we do armor first? Mr. Jason says, "Oh, Mr. Coin, this armor set is actually really special, good sir. This one is required for one of the many buffs for the Lionel back scratcher. Oh, let me guess. It's got attack up for bone weapons. Would I be correct? I think I remember that being the previous set bonus in Breath of the Wild. So I don't see a reason why they would change it out. Very good. I'm glad I remember." Mr. Gordogoku says, "You don't know if it's cheating, but you don't know." I do know what I do. You don't know what you would do without Majora's Mask. Ah, the snake past enemies mask. Yeah, that's fair. It's not cheating. If it were cheating, the game wouldn't give it to you, right? It's kind of like you know, there's an item in Elden Ring called the Deathbed Smalls. It's literally Fia's underwear. It's pantyhose. That's what the item actually is. It's panty liner. Obvious. It was taken out of the game for obvious reasons. You're not supposed to have the Deathbed Smalls. It's kind of obvious why it was removed from the game. But you can hack in the Deathbed Smalls because it wasn't actually taken out of code. It was actually just, you know, kept hidden from view. Mr. Jason says you still have 2 of your 3 snacks from Christmas, Mr. Coin, and you have the chocolate egg, which is a snack itself, of course. Don't want to let good chocolate go to waste. So yes, armor sets. I've marked these with chests. We're gonna go right up to these. Apparently the dark skeletons had armor in them. I didn't know if people knew that. I imagine I'm talking to 2 people that did know this, but I apparently just did not check the other 2 dark skeletons. I think because you had to walk through Eldon's dark skeleton, or I may have been fighting a gloom hand there. It kind of wasn't a big deal. We're gonna... Oh, it is nighttime. The night set bonus is currently active. Mr. Gordogoku says, yes, the old maps point them out. Yeah, so I definitely missed the chests that contained the old maps. Mr. Jason says you were surprised earlier, good sir. Someone said that what you spent on that egg is a week's worth of shopping. It is. I mean, I could quite literally go to my local grocer and I mean, I know how to spend money for bulk dinner. I know how to do that. Some people don't. But money for bulk dinner for a week is like 80 bucks. This assumes you're making like a batch salad or some pasta and you're keeping it on retainer for like a week or 4 days, which is, yeah, it's a lot of money for something that will expire not fairly quickly. If you can preserve chocolate if you know what you're doing, but you need to like freeze it in nitrogen. Or else you need to like put it in a freezer for a while. If you can freeze chocolate, you just need to let it actually thaw once you do freeze it. That's all. Oh, I am about to head the wrong direction. Let's not do that. All right, here's chest number 1. According to legend, this cap was crafted for a hero who travels the wild lands. Wearing it just feels so right. Nice. Let's get rid of this mark now. Delete the stamp. We're gonna head over. This one's probably closer. Head the wrong direction. Hardy har har. Too true, Mr. Gordogoku. Too true. Mr. Jason says, by the way, since you're the specialist in that regard, we have 2 new consultants who need to be onboarded tomorrow. One is who we are discussing business with, and the other is Mr. Jason's pick as an advisor. Very well. I'll make sure I onboard them properly. I will probably point them to the previous post and have them read over it. If they have questions, I will answer those, of course. But there's no reason we can't, like, actually you know, once we've typed up something big like that, there's no reason why we can't keep and use it. That'll be way better than having to manually retype the explanation each time. Besides, that's what a real onboarding process looks like in like an actual real corporation anyway, is there might be PowerPoints or like pre-prepared slides. Mr. Jason says, you did ask the second one ahead of time. They said thanks for the offer. Not sure what you could add to the amazing team you already have, but as it's your wish, you can add me. Mr. Jason just said, fair enough. They've always appreciated your advice. If it's too much, I'll return you to where you... understood. So you generally understand what kind of a time requirement... Well, I mean... It is your server. I would expect you to know what time requirements for running it or wanting to roll out all of these reforms look like. It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot of time. Like an incredible amount of time. Where's that last poet's right here? Might as well get it. And now we're going to move up over in this general direction. Mr. Gordagoku says, just saw a route and thought you would like to know all routes head the direction toward the castle. I notice. It kind of looks like a little bit of a spindle. It's really nice. That's a really subtle detail, though. Not a lot of people would look at this and go, oh, yeah, you can kind of make out some arms or some, like... I refer to them as spindles. They're like long tubular extensions. You mean the red ones? Oh, okay. Yeah, like all of the gloom goes toward the castle. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Hold on. Mr. Jason says, oh, something interesting happened to Mr. Jason today. Ah, yes. This gloom right here. Yeah, they all lead toward the castle. Understood. Something interesting happened to Mr. Jason today, Mr. Jason says. You actually got out of the house today. Oh. You were invited out by a family member to just sit in while a courier, do some collections. In your mind, you're near to some corporate buildings, and to yourself, you're like, I wonder if the board is in this building. Because of course you would think that. Mr. Jason said, oh, that is directed at Mr. Gordagoku, but where Mr. Ganondorf is, that is truly the root of all evil. He is the root of all evil. In this game. Not a joke per se, but you know, it is a pun. It is kind of funny, and we're probably gonna learn some things about Mr. Ganondorf a bit later. So there's the skull right there. I can't believe I mean, I guess I can believe that I managed to miss the old maps that would point us in this general direction, but at the same time, you know, I feel like I would have... Maybe I should have been more aggressive about, you know, dealing with chests as I saw them. Rather than going, well, if it's not a monster chest, it's not worth talking about. Oh, this armor was apparently crafted for a hero who travels the wilds. Strangely enough, it's just your size. Nice. That is all. As soon as I can get my cursor on it. There we go. Let me try to find some more spots. I think this is actually the last piece, and that's going to be down here. Mr. Jason says you could... You could say that Mr. Jason is a bit of a pundit. Too true. That's a very good one. That's a very smooth pun, if I do say so myself. Mr. Gordagoku says you only did the old maps because you hoped it would have shown you something new. That's fair. That's definitely fair. Mr. Jason says, oh, Mr. Coin, the My Nintendo Store UK have listed an amazing thing that you would love, good sir. It is the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Addison Sign Keyring. Kappa. Believe it or not, Addison signs don't miff me nearly as bad as the Koroks do. They really, like, they really, really don't. Oh, is the... Please don't tell me the... Yeah, the soundboard is dead again. This keeps happening. I don't know why. Mr. Shiny says, repeat after me, everyone. Yeah, soundboard should be good now. Welcome on in, Mr. Shiny. I'm gonna love... here's what I think is gonna happen. You guys ready? I talked about killing the soundboard for the... Thank you for the redemption, Mr. Shiny. We're gonna do the whole not have a soundboard and follow alerts for the streams on Monday and Tuesday, right? Or not Monday, Tuesday. I'm sorry. It would be Friday and Monday. Wherever I've plotted the armor and cooking streams. And I'm gonna think the soundboard is dead. I'm gonna think I've killed the follow alerts. And then someone's going to come in and spam that, and it's going to be not a great time for me, is what I've got to say. But, Mr. Shiny, good sir, good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well in body and mind, and I do hope you enjoy your stay. You've come in at a good time. We apparently missed some armor that we had to go back and get. That would have been awful to find out, actually. So I'm glad that I did some scouting yesterday, and I found these chest locations. Mr. Jason says, we need a coin makes notes emote, Mr. Coin. You need to make notes to remind you about the sound redeems. It sounds like I need to make a written checklist for myself that I confirm at, you know, pretty much whenever I go live. I do have a little like post-it note in front of my gaming CPU chassis that has like the hotkeys that I still have not memorized, by the way. It's kind of a waste, but I need to put my pre-stream checklist on one of those and look at it every day. And eventually I will remember. And greetings to you, Mr. Shiny. Glad to have you here. Let me make sure I've caught up over on the Red app. Mr. Gordogoku says, oh, you'll hate this one unless you stick to the chest. Nah, it'll be fine. I mapped this out previously. We're just here to collect something and get out. Mr. Jason says, with how much you type, good sir, I'm surprised your entire keyboard isn't hotkeys. Thanks. You're correct, but I found it. Let's try that again. I mean, I would be the kind of person to have my entire keyboard as hotkeys, but I have found that my hotkeys limit my ability to type certain things. So I shut them down when I want to type something. And thank you for letting me know, Mr. Gordogoku. I just realized this thing was muted. Mr. Jason's... Oh, no, I've already replied to that. Legends say these trousers were once worn by a hero who battled the beasts of Twilight. The insides are lined with cozy wolf fur. Nice. I believe that is everything. There were 6 armor pieces. And I marked them with treasure chests. I will kind of like, you know, pan around a second and just make sure. I know this is boring, but we're at the end of the game. We've run out of fun things to do, more or less. We had all the fun we were gonna have. You know, when we found the stages, when we did all the quests, when we went through the shrines, and when we defeated the monsters. And these 3 stamps here are enemies. These are enemies. That's it. Mr. Jason says you're pleased that we were able to do something for that developer. It still has to be rolled out. Did you get a chance to look at my particular like channel structure, Mr. Jason? Toward the bottom of the TCC, I put something together as a sample to you know, see what you thought about it. Mr. Gordogoku says, as long as you have head, shoulders, knees and toes. Mr. Jason says, you did and you really like the look of it? That's good. I'm glad to hear it. That's awesome. It's the first time we've had that in the TCC. Forums are great. Now, admittedly, they're not great for holding continuous conversation. I kind of liken forum channels to private chat rooms a little bit. Not exactly a private chat room. People can go in there. It's also kind of like the forums. F-O-R-U-M-S. Forums. My mouth probably merged that. Oh, we love forums on the TCC. Understood. You heard me just... Yeah, forums. I feel like I have to emphasize the U or my mouth will merge the R and the M together. Mr. Shiny says, Metroidvanias are the example of games that include 100% and fun in one sentence. I generally agree with that. I like a good Metroidvania. I like, I have Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night. That's an awesome Metroidvania. What else? I do have like the Castlevania Advance collection. I don't have the Dominus collection, which would be the DS titles. There are probably a number of other Metroidvanias. I wish I had Prince of Persia, actually, the more recent Switch one. Or, you know, I think it's also for PC too. Mr. Shiny says Blasphemous 1 and 2 are currently on sale in the Nintendo eShop. Fun fact, I have both of those for PC. And I have completed Blasphemous 1 on Twitch back when I was streaming separately to Twitch and YouTube. Some days I would stream to Twitch, other days I would stream to YouTube. Blasphemous 1 is one of those games that I absolutely have beaten before. Blasphemous was fun. Blasphemous 2 will be just as fun. Maybe I should do a revisit to those games now that I'm a little bit more... I have a little bit more of a process. We have taken care of the armor. There are no more chests left, so that's good. So what is this set that we have? Is it just... It's just glow in the dark. Because if I do that... Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Okay, that's fine. I'd still like the luchador type look, or like the Day of the Dead type look with the radiant set. I think that's awesome. Mr. Jason says, "Now, yes, good sir, now that you've mentioned them and expressed an interest, it would be truly blasphemous if you didn't follow through." You go on to say that in 12 days' time, you will get your Virtual Boy for the Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch. Nice, nice. That's fantastic. Okay, so I did throw up some stamps for the Compendium. I guess we'll start there. We have, let me make sure I've got the internet pulled up. £66 and 99 pence just to keep sealed. Your life. Indeed. Mr. Gordogoku says, Virtual Boy, you missed Virtual Boy. You miss yours for sure. I missed out. I never really owned one. I had like Virtual Console back when I had a Wii. I did have that for a while, but nothing. I did not have a virtual. That's not even what I'm looking for. And all of my hard work with the thing has been completely uplifted by the internet outage we had. Mr. Jason also missed out as well. Well, I mean, that is what the Nintendo Switch and Switch 2 emulator is for. You can get pretty close to that era. Mr. Gordogoku says everything was red, but Wario was the best. Ah, yes, the original Wario for Virtual Boy. I don't remember, but I did know that Claire, channel name Proton John. I'm pretty sure that it's not Proton John anymore. I think it is Proton Claire or a different name. But Claire has talked about it quite a bit. I think I remember watching that old video. This was years ago though. And that particular video was years before that.
Unthinkable to act against the Empire?
Mr. Shiny says Mr. Jason missing out on anything is absolutely unthinkable. You're correct. It's rare, but you know, we're all a product of our time. We all missed out on bar mitzvahs and not bar mitzvahs. We missed out on the I'm forgetting the name. We missed out on the 20s dance rooms. That's what we missed out on. And everyone wore tuxes and suits and stuff and had a dapper appearance to them. We missed that timeline. And that fashion has never particularly come back into style. You hear talk of men's suits all the time, but not necessarily... It's not mainstream anymore. Mostly because of what business owners look like now in the first place. Mr. Jason says, but what about Mario Tennis? Indeed, I did play that as a kid. I rented it. I did not beat it, though. Mr. Jason says, in 20 minutes, you'll be delayed on your return to the stream. Very well, good sir. Take your time. Mr. Gordogoku says, plus fogging up the lens was fun, but it stopped you after an hour and wanted you to take a break, which was a nice feature. Yeah, that's actually a really nice feature. It's something that's not talked on often enough, which are rudimentary versions of parental controls. That's always a nice thing to see, because I do think kids spend, and I suppose adults too for that matter, entirely too much screen time. Humans are not meant to be wired into each other all around the world all the time. We're meant to have space. How we should be involved in the world should largely be limited to communities. At least in my honest opinion. It's not that globalism is bad, it's that globalism has a price. What is that price? Well, sometimes it's people's sanity. Mr. Gordogoku says, well, being that close to a screen probably messed your eyes up. Yep, that's probably true. So we're gonna head over here. And I already have this, so I am going to change it. Make sure I'm going in the right direction. I think this is it right here. Yeah, I see it. It's right there. Oh, wait, I already had this. I already took a snip of it. Okay. Let me go find my compendium and actually deal with that. Okay. So we have 7 creatures and 7 monsters left to find, and then we'll basically be done for the entire stream. And we'll figure out what to do. Like I said, guys, these streams might be short. I meant that. We could not even be here for 2 hours. Mr. Jason says, but to reiterate, you're super glad you were just busy. Mr. Jason, being Mr. Jason, tends to connect the dots the wrong way sometimes. Mr. Gordogoku says, wow, congrats on the many types of birds. Thanks, but birds are essentially what I've been missing for a while. 3 different types of sparrows, 1 pigeon, 1 hawk, 2 seagulls. just a lot of stuff. Okay, so I will remove that. And now we're going to head over here and collect one of these fable. I believe this one is a sparrow. Or it could be a seagull, like a cloud seagull or something. One of those things. Mr. Gordogoku says, what are those? Oh, those are lizards. No worries. You're not slow. Okay, we need to, like, remember to walk carefully. That is a sundelion. I think that's one of them there. Nope. It's doing that entirely too much. And of course, staring into the sun is not necessarily great either. Nope. Yeah, I see what I'm gonna have to do here already. I need to be able to have a solid spot to, like, take a picture from it. It's got to be closer. And that means a hoverstone, everybody. Mr. Jason says a documentary. And here, folks, you see a wild coin stamp doing what coin stamps do best. Making great content. I appreciate that. Actually, oh my god, that actually works. That is fantastic. Make sure I can still actually ascend through it. There we go. Mr. Gordogoku says, forgive you, but watching you do all these pictures makes you glad you bought yours. That's fair. Hey, like I said, the beauty of games like these is that you can absolutely do as little or as much of the game as you would like. And one of those things is... it's not close enough. But I'm afraid if I move this platform... oh, I know what I can do. I know exactly what I can do. It's this island over here. That's way better. Let's see. You made yourself suffer to get them all, and you wonder why you became a troll level creator. I mean, I'm a Soulsborne challenge runner, so I mean, I think what we've learned is that 100% completion generally requires some level of personal grit. The only one that you missed, Mr. Coin, was Colgera. Ah, the one that people tend to miss because they probably went straight to it and didn't have the compendium unlocked. Or, you know, they got caught up in trying to actually attack the boss and didn't actually... we got the Cloud Seagull there, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Cloud Seagull. They were caught up trying to attack Colgera or fight Colgera and just did not take a picture. Mr. Jason says the ladder for you. You went and got the camera first and then still forgot. Yeah, that sounds about right. That's kind of what happened to me too. There were a couple of the bosses that we ended up getting too absorbed in what we were doing, and then what did we have to do? We had to go get them from the repeat battles in the depths. Is that the only one that's out here? Maybe. I'm gonna peruse this really carefully and just make sure I've not put a mark somewhere. And if not, we have the object map. That'll assuredly help us. Okay. Mr. Jason says you just purchased your Colgera photo. Like I said, fair. Absolutely fair. Okay. Do we have... Yeah, one of these nice little warbles is right here at the stables. Mr. Jason says he would have started over to have a perfectly squeaky clean playthrough, but Korok's not doing that ever again. Yeah. Like I said, I really think that the Koroks detract from the full completion experience, and on repeat playthroughs, it becomes especially apparent that they are there to pad out playtime. And, you know, they're there to continue the joke that should have been buried after Breath of the Wild. It shouldn't have even been in Breath of the Wild in the first place. Just... you know, knowing what kind of joke the Koroks actually are, like what they embody, is pretty disgusting. Oh, hold on. I'm hearing chirps. Uh-oh, I hope I didn't spook them. Can't be. I'm trying to, like, really pay attention, because these guys, even with the stealth suit, these guys, like, small birds will run at the drop of a pin if you let them. Mr. Gordo Goku says they do, but you didn't have the gumption to do it. If you didn't have the... Oh, I'm sorry. But you didn't have the gumption to do it, then you would have never wanted to get 100. Oh, yeah. Understandable. If you didn't have the gumption, then you never wouldn't have wanted to get 100. I'm kind of the same way. You know, I have built my channel on doing everything completely. You know, going the full way, all the way in. So I have some obligation to do things this way, but even if I feel like they're up top and not actually here per se. That's a well. Yeah, I can hear the chirping. I think we need to do something like this. Mr. Jason says, so close to 55 verified streamers now, good sir. And also, Mr. Coin, you punished yourself further. You didn't do any inventory upgrades at all until you had located the 1000th Korok. Fair. Yeah, you've mentioned that story a few times. Imagine the game was really hard. Like, really stupendously hard. Am I, like... I keep hearing them. Huh. I think all the birds that flew away earlier were... Oh, I can hear them. They're up there. That's what's going on. They're up there. All right. Hoverstone time. Mr. Gordo Goku says you saw a bunch of birds fly off as you came in. Yeah, I did see them. I think it's this giant one up here. I'm gonna hope I don't have to, like, reload or do something else nuts. Mr. Jason says you keep hearing them. Yes, good sir. That's the PKSD setting in. Oh, I'm referring to birds when I'm saying that. Yep, it's the birds. Just me walking was enough to set them off. We'll have to come back here in a minute. Let's try for this other bird. That's kind of gross. I don't like that I have to, like... I'm hoping... all the flora and fauna are technically nodes, but we didn't actually collect any nodes. So that I shouldn't have to worry about that. There's one right down there. Oh, those are summerwing butterflies. So let's get a view of those. Dang it, I have to wait. I hope. Mr. Gordogoku says, you heard that the bird is the word. Bird, bird, bird. Absolutely, good sir. We're hunting for eagles. Right there. Yay! You hear that off in the distance, my senators and inductees? That is an ad storm. In about 5 minutes, it'll blow over us, and then we can get right back to the gaming. Thanks. I really appreciate everyone's time that they've spent here. It means the world to me. It would also mean the world if you could electrify my algorithm by following my Twitch channel, subscribing to my YouTube channel, liking the video and or streams on YouTube, and even leaving a comment. Doing all of those things ensures that when I zap your feeds with a live or a long-form content notification, you don't have to worry about missing any quality content. Thank you guys for sitting through that. That is the part of content creation I don't care for, but I mean, it's got to get done. We do take commercial breaks at the top of each and every hour. During that time, or when that time comes, there will be a little timer above my head that reads 3 minutes in the upper left-hand corner of your screen. When that happens, I will get up and get a stretch break for myself. I highly encourage you guys to do the same. But regardless of how you choose to spend your time, once those 3 minutes are up and the timer reads 0 minutes and 0 seconds, I will be back at my desk and we can pick right back up on the gaming. Mr. Jason says, but yes, good sir, you feel like if the playtesters wish to, we could give said developer access to the playtest team. You're not using the playtesters in official capacity, and we don't foresee it happening anytime soon either. Right. Yeah, that would basically be either we move to a different level creator where trolls are possible, which, I mean, we could move to Questmaster or like an indie platformer. That is something that could happen, but I also kind of just don't foresee that either. If you said you're all right with it, so I'm gonna go along with that vision. Oh, nope, that is the same thing. Bird is still the word, very much. Speaking of birds, we're getting another bird. This one's like over here. I'm sorry, it's not over here. It's actually this way. Yeah, I could see one right there. You know that Madeline does Questmaster, says Mr. Jason? Nice. And they seem to, like, have streamed at least in some capacity during these past few months. So with any luck, maybe we'll be able to catch one. I just want to get up without getting close. There. Oh. Sand sparrows. There are only 3 of them, too. Let's try again for these birds. Mr. Jason says, in Mr. Coin, if you just generalize playtester in the TCC, that means that 3 further roles can be removed. That would be a good thing. That would be an incredibly good thing. It makes overhead easier on us and you. It makes it easier on all of us. I really feel at tops with the way the Discord UI is, you really only want about 20 or 30 like active roles at a time. And then after that, it gets to be a bit much. You absolutely need an automated system in order to not go stir crazy. I hope I don't have to like rest or reset the game or do something else stupid. I fear I might have to. I'm hearing these bird chirps and it's driving me absolutely crazy that I can't pinpoint them. Mr. Jason says at the moment we have playtester SMM2, playtester OCW, and playtester SMM2 OCW at the moment. OCW being open course world for glitch troll levels. I see. We'll have to talk more about that after the commercial break. See you then. Sorry about that, everybody. I am back. Hopefully we got something out of our commercial break, even if it was waiting for it to end. I know we don't like them, but it's the internet, and the internet is but at least a little bit of cable 2.0, which is unfortunate to say, but it is the truth. Okay, now I heard little birdies earlier, so Mr. Jason says you'll be delayed after the break. Yeah, of course. Of course. Mr. Gordo Goku says you think they're just made into the game? Perhaps. If this is ambient noise, well, this is like excellent god tier gaslighting by the game. Yeah, I think Mr. Gordagoku is correct. I'm pretty sure this is ambient noise, and I'm gonna be hella upset. We have to go somewhere else. That's fine. We may even have to, like, rest 2 days and then come back and see if that has changed. Or I will quite possibly have to go and... got the sand sparrow. I think it's the rainbow sparrow that's over there. That I keep missing. Mr. Gordagoku says try save and reload. I'll try. I will certainly try. However, I don't expect anything to come of it. But we can at least try. Worth a shot, absolutely. So let's just see if moving locations did anything. No. I would have been able to spot birds then. Let's try reloading here. I don't think we'll have this much trouble with monsters because they actually actively want to come after us. It's going to be legitimate. It's going to be these birds that's going to give us trouble. Hopefully we can stream at least 90 minutes, but you know, if not, I'll figure out something that we can do during that time to kind of like pad things out a little bit, just a little. Okay, I don't see anything here, but I do know that there is a bird nest over in that direction. No. Okay, so let's go over here. I always forget that with the flora and fauna, it's the same kind of formula that Breath of the Wild had. 1% chance every 1 minute for a node, quote unquote, to come back. And the nodes in this case are, you know, flowers and so on. And the general rule of thumb is that if you come back in an hour, roughly half the nodes will spawn. Roughly. So yeah, I can see a few seagulls. This should be easy. And especially if we stand up there and do it, oh, that'll be perfect. Just, you know, move slow. Did it save? Did it save? Did it save? It did! Yay! That is extra amounts of done. Nice. Is that... There are 2 creatures. So we've got the seagull, the accented pigeon, and the rainbow sparrow. Or, I'm sorry, the golden sparrow. Yeah, just 3 birds. Rainbow, golden, and accented. And I may have not exactly marked where all of these things are, which means I'll have to whip out the totally not tedious to use for this exact thing map. I guess let's do it. Might as well get that done. So if you guys want to use the object map to help yourselves find these things, do feel free to type in !TOTK MAP, or if you're on YouTube, *TOTK MAP. A bot should be making its way with the commands on the YouTube side, but I will at least demonstrate them. Here are the object map. You can literally... So if you're never not sure, or never not, yeah, that's a great English. BRB, says Mr. Gordogoku. Very well. Take your time. If you guys are ever not sure of what like an object name is, you can just, you know, put your search term in quotes and see if it, you know, shows anything. You can even search by loot table, and you might find what you're looking for. Don't be surprised. Try different search vectors. Don't just try to guess at a creature or something. So if I come over here, do I want to use the big object map? I don't think so. I think I would prefer the big object map. So that's the swarm. I'll do it one at a time because of how tedious this is for me to like constantly switch keyboards. Or you know what I could do is I could just be a big boy and slide over real quick and do all this. So we have the Rainbow Sparrow, Golden Sparrow. Ah, that's why. I think I wanted to catch some of these in sky. Very well. Okay, so these two are gonna be... We need to go back to the Sky Island. I think I wanted to, like, do these in one fluid motion, but I can see that that was a mistake. I should have just marked them. I'm feeling pretty good about this series. We're 109 episodes in, I think. You know, 111, 112 sounds about right for a game this size. It really does. We just kind of like just like walk around, you know, nice and slow with the camera out and at the ready. Gotta like not make too much noise while you're climbing, you know, just move slow, no rush. There's the Golden Sparrow. Ooh, I don't like that. I think I got rid of the accented pigeon. Well, thankfully, there is a spot over this way that has it. I hear the chirp. You just need to be very, 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 like, careful. Feels like it's up in the tree. You've returned now, good sir. Welcome back, Mr. Jason. Better not be ambient noise. It feels like it is. I should just find a different spot for this. There is a accented pigeon, or there is supposed to be an accented pigeon over in this area somewhere. So let's go ahead and look at it. Or try to look at it anyway. Then we'll only have the rainbow pigeon left to find, and we can, you know, we can put this, you know, behind us. But yeah, I'm excited for what's coming up ahead. Like truly, I am excited. I'm excited to be able to bring you guys potentially other games. Okay, I think it's this bottom island over here. Although I hear chirping up there, so I'm not 100% sure. Those are grasshoppers. Just kind of locking in and paying attention to the sound cues. There it is right there. You blink and you'll miss it, I suppose. And now, which ones were these? Sky Pigeon A is the accented pigeon. And Little Bird F is the golden sparrow. Yep, so this is the rainbow pigeon. This is what we have left. So, rainbow pigeons, other places you can find them are basically right around Ludfos Bog / Mount Rome, the Lindor Brow area. Pretty much any spot like that is going to have these birds. They come in swarm and non-swarm varieties. I should probably make sure I'm paying attention to the non-swarms too. There we go. Yeah, that's a bit more accurate. And I even have a couple of other spots I can look as well if I need them. Mr. Jason says, just randomly, good sir. In the UK, you guys, a few years back, had a make a flavor crisps competition. Oh, we sometimes have that here in the States, too. But it's usually like a corporate sponsor. Lay's is really common. Doritos is another one that will sometimes do a make a flavor. Pringles is especially common for make a flavor. A lot of the bolder, chicken ramen style flavors come from them. Pringles very specifically. One of the nominees was Cajun squirrel, not made with real squirrel. Well, how the heck would you simulate squirrel? Would it taste like iron? Because that meat is gamey. Like anything that, like beef, pork, chicken, fish, are all processed to get rid of that gamey taste. Squirrels, duck, rabbit, geese, quail, even pigeon. Like all that meat is generally not processed, which means you're tasting, dried blood. That's what that irony taste is blood. It's dried blood. The UK can be very weird at times, or can be weird at times. I can see that. People often mock the British or the UK for not having proper taste buds, which I know isn't true because they make a fantastic breakfast. It's just sometimes the food is remarkably bland. Those are the stories I've at least heard. It's a stereotype. It seems to be partly taken in good jest and partly, hey, maybe don't make a big stink out of it and you'll be fine. Mr. Jason said, people often mock the British. Hey, the British mock themselves. Too true, good sir, too true. Mr. Gordo Goku says, tastes like chicken. Indeed, it does taste like chicken. Mr. Jason says, Cajun squirrel, chili and chocolate, crispy duck, onion bahi, fish and chips, and builder's breakfast are the new crisp flavors launched by Walkers. Walkers must be like the brand or company brand for crisps or chips. We call them chips here in the States. Nice crispy chips that are entirely too salty. Is there a third one? You peplets will never learn, will you? Mr. Jason says Walker's is the UK's Lay's. Ah, they changed names is what they did. It even has the same logo. Why am I not surprised that that is what Lay's did, was say, okay, we'll give them a different name and put them in the UK. And Mr. Jason says, in summary, Walker's Crisps and Lay's Crisps are similar but not identical snack brands. Yeah, like there are clearly some differences, like in terms of the chemicals one might put in the chips, for example. I've heard that other crisps elsewhere generally have fewer hazardous chemicals for your health, supposedly. I couldn't tell you why America's food supply is can be poisonous to its own people, but it just is. It's not as simple as sugar and carbs. I promise you it's not that simple. There's other stuff, synthetic dyes, various different fats, all kinds of things go into American food that are like a commercial American food. Let me put it that way. Commercial American food that is not exactly good for you. Even the bread has like azitocarbonide in it. Carbamide. Excuse me, that has an M. And that's not very good for you. Nice electric darners. I'll just take 3 more. I am not interested in your BS today, Yiga clan. Take a hike. Thank you. Leave in the talisman confetti that you entered with. Mr. Jason says, Cajun squirrel seasoning contains milk, lactose, salt, sugar, flavorings, dried onion, dried garlic, dried lemon juice, cardamom, ginger, coriander, chili, cumin, oregano, thyme, allspice, parsley, and color, paprika extract. So it's Cajun seasoning with something to emulate whatever squirrel is. Okay, so let me figure out exactly which one of these platforms I should shoot for. Let's see. Ludfo's Bog. This platform here is maybe what we want to try and shoot for. Mr. Jason says it could be worse. Imagine skunk flavor. Oh, complete with sulfur. And rotten egg extract. Clearly. In all seriousness, it would probably just have a lot of iron. Like I said, meat that has not been processed generally tends to be gamey, and they would probably pack on some sulfury compounds for just some extra stank. Like huge amounts of stank. Clearly. I do not like all this like windy or rainy weather we're having. Speaking of which, I do hope you guys stay safe out there. Especially if you're in various winter storms or or your neighborhoods. Yes, I can't use fuse with nothing equipped. I'm very aware, video game. My bad. I think if I land over here, there should be a bird we can find. Should being an operative word. You know what? It's probably not gonna... They're probably not gonna come. Nice, Tulin. Thanks, I really appreciate it. I think I know what's up. I think I definitely know what's up. We're gonna have to, like, rest. How do we want to go about this? Gotta find some spot where it isn't too wet. And then go about our business. Probably under here. Yeah, that seems fine. Nope, I want to use the materials page for that. Never, unless you regularly toss wood, you definitely do not try to, like, cycle for materials toward the bottom, there at the top. Let's do this. They should be up and about at noon. Should be nice and sunny out. Mr. Jason says, 10 weird British things you won't find out until you live there. Brown sauce. Ah, brown sauce. Yes, you may think I'm familiar with sauce that is brown. It's called barbecue sauce. But no, you are wrong. Brown sauce is the same as barbecue sauce, but it isn't actually barbecue sauce. It's just brown sauce. Brown in color, brown in name. The branded version is HP sauce, but if you look anywhere else, brown sauce is what you will find. Nobody knows what is in brown sauce. It is used exclusively at breakfast, but it is delicious. It wouldn't happen to be Worcester sauce, would it? Or like steak sauce? Because I do hear a lot of brown sauces modeled after steak sauce. That's probably not correct, but it's not for a lack of effort. Okay, rocket time. Okay, Rhea. Oh, yep. Go. Shh, shh, shh. Be very quiet. Flying in for birds. Wait, we already have the rainbow pigeon, though. Wait, I should have checked the Okay, we're missing 35, not 37. What's 35? But that is... Hold on. Oh, no. Rainbow sparrow, not rainbow pigeon. Rainbow sparrow. Yeah, of course that would make too much sense. We were definitely chasing after the wrong thing. Whoopsie. Let me step over just a second and fix that. Okay. So the next stable we'll try and catch these and is the New Serene stable. What a waste. But that's what this mark was for, but we have to try a different stable. That is the Tabantha Bridge. This is the New Serene one right here. Mr. Jason says, nope, Worcestershire sauce is its whole separate thing. Yeah. Now, funnily enough, I know the correct name for it, and it's Worcester sauce. Specifically, if you do not live in Worcestershire, you are not supposed to say Worcestershire sauce because it often gets mangled anyway. If you want to show respect to the people that live in Worcester, you say it is Worcester sauce. It's much easier to say too. You drop off a whole 5 letters, a whole syllable. So it's not that people have necessarily been saying it wrong, but they have been making it harder on themselves to, like, do that. They've been making it harder on themselves than they have to. Worcester sauce is easy. It just doesn't look like it's supposed to be said Worcester because Worcester is not a real word, quote unquote. Mr. Jason says, "Too true, good sir. I had zero doubts that you would see through my deliberate mistake, good sir. GG." GG's. What I actually want to do here is, like, climb up very carefully and not actually ascend. Because if you ascend through this, you will actually lose these birds, just straight up. You have to be very, very covert and quiet. Can hop up a little bit to get past this. Oh, Link, get up here, buddy. Almost there. You just kind of have to, like, straddle the side. Thankfully, climbing sideways up this does not take that much stamina. Huh, that's not it either. Oh no, I definitely don't like this. I might have to rest. Yeah, you're giving me the whole thing about the Hylian Retriever. Thanks, game. Wow, the Rainbow Sparrow is actually pretty annoying. I'm not gonna lie. I wonder if I have to, like, completely reload the game. Like, just completely exit the game altogether. I'm gonna try it. We're gonna rest, like, twice and do that. I've been noticing this a lot, where the game just does not want to render certain things properly. I experienced this with the stealth fin trout. I had to actually, like, fully close the game to get it to, like, do that. Mr. Jason says that's a decent system that you have, good sir. What's that? What decent system?
Ah.
Yes, thank you. Might as well. No, I did not want to do that.
Oh.
Yes, give me the Melania bed, please. It feels like I have to kind of, like, thingamajig the message to get it right. Mr. Jason says, Jason if correct. Troll creators are usually correct. Jason if incorrect. Ah, GG. You spotted my deliberate mistake. Ah, the... How do I word this? It is the Uno reverse card of not actually... Sometimes it is dodging accountability. Other times it is, oh, that's a clear oversight. How can I turn this oversight into something useful? Oh, I know, I'll just reframe it differently. It just kind of depends on what it is. Yay, more useless rewards I don't care about. Alright, we're gonna save the video game. And we're going to close the video game. Then we're going to reboot the video game. It's something I've run into with, there are 37 instances of this little bird. I guess I could try Wash's Bluff. We visited not Cass. Though I do miss him. It would be Penn. I do miss him. One thing I do want to do before we like conclude things and go destroy Ganondorf is to talk to our companions, talk to our sage allies, and see what they have to say. And you know, was there something we forgot to talk to them about, if anything? It's like a last bit of dialogue. Okay. It has to actually not be raining. I'm pretty sure it has to not be raining. That's step 1. So I think that means it's gotta be noon. Oh, hello, it's me. You know, Nat, I'm usually with my little sister Megan. We were looking for the Mushroom Haven. Thanks for helping us out with the tent and the mushrooms. It's because of you that the Mushroom Haven mystery is solved. Megan and I are traveling separately for now. We're each trying to discover new mushrooms. There's no way I'm gonna let her find some before I do. What kind of big sister would I be if I let her beat me to it? All this traveling is giving me lots of new ideas. Like, what if there are mushrooms on the Sky Islands, ones that don't grow anywhere else? If I was a Rito, I'd explore every island.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Nat. I really appreciate the lore dump. They're going to spend more money. Noon, please. If this doesn't work, I'll have to try some different location. And Melania will tell you guys how to make the items that he is requesting. And then you can kind of go from there. So if you're like, how do I make creamed veggie soup again? Oh, or how do I make carrot cake or apple pie? You know, Melania will tell you the ingredients you need to make it. So the game will actually like try to help you out some, but you gotta have money. Okay, here is, it is now nice and sunny. Gonna kind of look around just to see if there are birds. And if not, I'll try to find a location that isn't dependent on a stable. I would really, really hate for there to be this like very singular titular bird I can't find because it's being finicky. Does not appear that is the case. So I guess now we'll head back over here and go to Wash's Bluff. It's the only thing I could think to try that isn't like go to a stable and hope that a retriever or the bombastic noise of all the caravans, not caravans, the stable trotters doesn't like actually scare them off. I definitely should have taken a picture of this bird much earlier. All right, Wash's Bluff is like over there. And I was so hoping there would be some birds right there. I can hear them. It's driving me absolutely ape that I cannot find these birds anywhere. That's the goat. Yeah, I'm being driven absolutely ape, and it looks like, oh, this range, I can't tell. This game doesn't want to tell me if it's raining anymore. Kind of have to like just watch it. In fact, I'm gonna have to like just run around and hope I don't scare the poor things. Otherwise, we'll move on to monsters, and I'll buy the bloody photo. I'll do it. I don't like doing that, but we did already demo the photo mode at least once. This over here is Wash's Bluff, or is in the direction of Wash's Bluff, is what I should say. But I'm looking forward to showing you guys what challenge running looks like. I also look forward to, you know, bringing you guys the video essay when that actually gets done. I've written up a few things, but I've not written up a proper script yet. I'll need to do that before we, you know, before I get too carried away with other stuff. And, you know, then the video essay will, you know, I'll have to record some bits for it. I'll have to go dig the Breath of the Wild back up and record a few things. That'll be a fun little excursion. Okay, so there's Cass's old hut right over there. I'm gonna hope for the love of God, and it's raining again. Why wouldn't it be? That's okay. Yeah, you know, I figured out a secret technique for getting up these anyway without needing to do much climbing. It's called ascend. Mr. Jason says, you see why his now wife married him, Mr. Coin? Oh. Are there birds? Are there birds? Yes, there are birds. Ascending through this actually scared the birds. Are you serious? Mr. Jason says, to some, he was truly a Casanova. Yeah, also scaring a different flock of birds, like just actually straight up scares the entire flock of birds. That's wild. Okay, we're gonna try a bunch of different locations for these. Maybe this really will take the whole 4 hours now that I'm thinking on it. That wouldn't really be a treat or anything, considering we're going through the metaphorical equivalent of watching paint dry. I've discussed this with my folks that I live with. That we're essentially at the watching the paint dry stage of the game, where we're doing the last little things before you know, we truly capstone it by actually beating the game. Mr. Jason says, nah, the treat is seeing you, good sir. I appreciate that. Okay, let me pay attention. So somewhere around here should be another flock of these birds. Maybe I should be looking at the stable trotters a bit more closely. Huh. Nope, these are Highland retrievers. Absolutely not. I actually hate to say this, but I'm pretty sure these stable trotters have just cost me a lot of birds. Okay, gotta keep looking for them. Okay, let's try this one here over by the Riverside Stable, which I think is this one. Yeah. And I have to be even more careful. Mr. Jason says, you've said it a million times before and will say it as many times as necessary, but your days are usually pretty samey. So you actively look forward to the morning to see Miss Carly and look forward to the evening to see Mr. Coin. That's not just a compliment. I appreciate that, good sir. And yeah, I can imagine if you're a homebody you probably wouldn't leave your house all that often. Or, you know, almost if ever at all. So, I could totally get that. This one might be a spot where we might find some nice warblers. And it would be in this tree, which is really unfortunate. It's driving me mad. I can hear the chirps. I can hear them, but they're not there. All right, let's reload the game. I feel like I have to perform an incantation just to get these blasted birds. And consequently, Mr. Jason says if you were looking for keys, it would be driving you batty. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's driving me ape right now. And there aren't even any actual, like, monkeys or apes in this game. I can hear them. Maybe maybe they've moved to different trees because of the stable trotters? I actually have zero. Oh, no, that is a little rivet. Or like a little thing on the top of the horse. Pen, did you take all of the birds with you, buddy? Mr. Jason says, but yeah, you're glad that you're here. Especially these ladder streams, your jokes make this part of the game a little less monotonous. Yeah, I hear you on that, good sir. I hear you on that. Why don't we go do some monster photos instead? And maybe give the birds some time to come back. I'm gonna have to be like extra careful, figure out where I need to attack you know, Pen's little spot at in order to get these birds. That's what I'm gonna have to do. But you're right. It is a bit monotonous. Let's make it less monotonous. I had hoped this wouldn't take more than 2 hours. And I'm going to be just so honest. I was kind of expecting a short stream. I didn't expect to be walled out by a bunch of little tiny sparrow. The rainbow sparrow, very specifically. Oh well, not much to do except, you know, persevere, push forward, and, you know, quite possibly, you know, purchase the last photo. Ah, you're right there. Go ahead and grab that little beauty. There's the boss bokoblin right there. Now if we come over here, oh, this would be the ice pebblet, or the frost pebblet, excuse me. Some of these I just knew, like, direct locations of and just never took photos. It's kind of weird. But I am curious, for those who have seen Elden Ring before, like just in any form, modded, unmodded, doesn't matter to me. But for those of you who have seen it, have you... hold on, we need to cook food, or I'm gonna... like, we're gonna be going absolutely crazy here. But for those of you that have seen Elden Ring, have you guys seen a challenge run before? Deathless, hitless, speed run, that sort of thing? I imagine speed runs would be more common, you know, where there would be overlap. Mr. Jason says you have seen Elden Ring on Link and Saremu's channels. Also, Lazy Apples played it at some point, but you've not seen a challenge run. It'll be a real treat. It'll be a real treat then. Deathless, Hitless are both like a different... They're just a different atmosphere more than anything. Like, yeah, you know, your favorite streamers are talking to you, but they're very much in the... I gotta focus or I'm getting hit if I look at chat for too long. Because if our eyes are looking at chat, then our eyes are not looking where they're supposed to be most of the time. Which is why I have like this nice little chat dock. I can look right here and just kind of see what everyone is saying at a quick glance. It's also why a lot of streamers, if you have been in an Elden Ring stream before, they don't generally spit. They don't generally, you know, spit out exactly what the chat is saying. They just reply to what the chat is saying, which I will probably have to do for challenge runs. Okay, so luckily we're close enough to this pin that we can just see it on our mini-map here. Mr. Jason says, but the best things happen when streamers look at chat. Too true, they troll themselves. In the case of Elden Ring or you know, Soulsborne titles, Dark Souls, Sekiro, Bloodborne, or, you know, Neo too. Neo's another one, where that, you know, that series is very much a, if you look at chat for too long or during a critical moment, you know, you're dead, you die. And I have played Neo 1 on stream before, and I've beaten it. I've beaten the DLC. All kinds of adventures were had before, you know, I you know, recorded things just on the regular on YouTube, or like I started simulcasting or multi-streaming. Multi-streaming has changed a lot of how I do things. If I weren't multi-streaming, I could not tell you what I would be doing for YouTube right now. What's up, Mr. Jason? Miss Carly says you probably won't be Mr. Coin's stream today. You're kind of drained after work and your clients, so you're just going to have a chill evening drawing or reading. Very well. Please pass my regards along to her if you so desire. And I hope she rests well. Especially after an exhausting day of work. I know we all tire of that. Not too many people are perpetually online. Like myself. Oh, did I literally... Yeah, I literally marked this location for that. Okay. Oh, that's one less thing I don't have to worry about. Maybe down this way? Yeah, main road would be best here. Also, Mr. Coin, says Mr. Jason, to this day you still find it incredibly hilarious that the Sony PlayStation 2 had 3 Grand Theft Auto games and a Grand Theft Auto 5 had 3 Sony PlayStation consoles? Oh, as in a Grand Theft Auto 5 had, like, actual game consoles in it? Like either as a piece of furniture or a prop or something? That's neat, I suppose. Grand Theft Auto isn't really my cup of tea, but never let it be said that Rockstar Games doesn't know what it's doing when it comes to prop placements. Mr. Jason says, PS2, GTA 3, GTA 5 Vice City, and GTA San Andreas. GTA 5 was on PS3, 4, and 5. Yeah, I see the parallelism there. I do. Have you played the GTA games yourself then, Mr. Jason, or is this just a fact you happen to be aware of? Just curious. Not gonna bite anyone's head off for that. If people enjoy GTA, you know, they enjoy GTA. Mr. Jason bought GTA 5 on all three? Ah, so you have at least played some amount of GTA then. Very well. Do you generally enjoy the game series? Then, Mr. Jason? Yeah, the most I could say is that I've watched someone play, you know, Vice City Chaos Edition. Mr. Jason says, indeed, you don't bother with the mission. Mr. Jason just likes driving around or flying helicopters. You would probably like Truck Simulator for the same reasons then. You hear that off in the distance, my senators and inductees? That is an ad storm. In about 5 minutes, it'll blow over us, and then we can get right back to the gaming. Thanks. I know I've already chatted away about you guys supporting me for free. You all being here is enough for me, but if you want to support my work further and more directly, I have a couple of easy options for you. Available to everyone through either Twitch or YouTube. You can check right under the Twitch video player in the About Me section or the bottom of the YouTube description. Once on the link tree, Patreon will have a peace-shaped logo, Coffee has a panel, Kick, Twitch, and YouTube have icons next to each other. My Instagram, Blue Sky page, and Discord server take up the remaining icons. Available only to those on Twitch are the other easy options. The bits purchases at the top banner on twitch.tv, spendable for any of the power-up rewards or as direct bits donations on Twitch, or the subscribe button near the chat panel. You'd take my heart out of its Faraday cage if you click on that Patreon or the coffee. But again, you guys simply being here is enough. Thanks for listening to that stuffy and boring explanation. Now, back to the content. Sorry about that. Thank you guys for sitting through that. We do take commercial breaks at the top of each and every hour. So in about 4 minutes, there will be another commercial break. When that happens, there will be a little timer that appears above my head. That'll read for 3 minutes. And during that time, I will be getting up and stretching and grabbing another break. Or grabbing a, doing other stuff during my break, basically. I highly encourage everyone to do the same thing, though regardless of how you spend your time, once that timer reads 0 minutes and 0 seconds, I will have returned to my desk and we can hopefully pick right back up on the gaming and be done sooner rather than later today. Mr. Jason says, oh, Mr. Coin, you've just realized that there is something missing with that, albeit amazing explanation. Oh. And while that's happening, we're going to, I'm going to try listening to my object map rather than fight it. Sir Jason says, you do not hear any mention of the Only Fairies content. Oh, I mean, we're talking about, yes, that is correct. Because those are actually secretly SA fairies. Please tell me that... Oh, are these one of the ones that require a flag? No. No, not at all. Otherwise, the object map would have said. I'm going to do myself a favor and dismiss all of that. Ah, there you are. Thank you, video game. Yeah, Only Fairies content is episode 110? 110? I can actually do a quick check. Because those are one and the same. I should probably also make sure I have that particular part of the soundboard finished by then. Yeah, so very specifically, it is episode episode 110. And if you look on my YouTube channel, you'll see where the upcoming lives are. And that great fairy image is red. I have done some tasteful edits to that. At least I think they are tasteful edits anyway. Okay, we're gonna get rid of that. Move over here. Mr. Jason says you know at least enough of video games to know that flag is an internal marker that the game requires to open up other content. Yeah, it's a Boolean logic gate. If something is set, then something happens. If something is not set, then either something different happens or nothing happens. We can talk more about this after the commercial break. See you then. Sorry about that, everybody. I am back. Hopefully we all got something we wanted out of the commercial break, even if it was just waiting for it to be over. We really don't have much left, folks. We've got maybe one or two. Well, we basically only have like a couple of compendium entries left. And speaking of, I need to make sure I'm tracking those. Got the frost pebblet just now. And then we're gonna be done. Mr. Jason says, welcome back, good sir. So just to make sure if you have things accurate, if Mr. Coin goes live, that is the flag that triggers the unlock of amazing coin tent. Right, Mr. Coin? I suppose so. Yeah, going live would be a flag. Or going live... Okay. So going live would be an event. And the flag is, you know, do you get some coin tent? If yes, that flag is set. If not, no coin tent, that flag would be set in return. Something like that. If there's no event, no flag is turned on, nothing happens. Logic gates are complicated. Don't think too hard about it. Unless they interest you, in which case, you know, think away to your heart's content. I like logic gates. I like them enough to know what they are, but not necessarily enough to want to study them all day. And this is coming from someone who did take a single college course for computing, like the principles of programming. So I do know the basics. A flag is basically just a... It's usually a boolean that turns on something in an event array or table. Something like that. And those arrays all contain what would essentially be pointers. Pointers point to various addresses inside either data or inside a device. And this is it right there. This is exactly what I was looking for. Just gotta get close enough to not... Yeah, I was afraid of that. It's fine. Gotta wait a little bit longer or aim a little bit higher. That is still not working for whatever reason. Fine, game. You want to be like that? Fine. Be that way. There. That wasn't so bad. Igneopeblet down. And we can remove that mark. And what do we have left? Okay, 3 monster entries which pertain to a thing that we cannot discuss yet. And I know exactly what this is. Nobody say anything. So now the only thing we have left is the Rainbow Sparrow, and we're gonna go give one last try at Wash's Bluff. Otherwise, we're gonna go purchase it, and we can be done with the entire stream. Hooray! I know, short streams, but like I said, we really are at the part where, you know, outside of, you know, 1 or 2 things, we're ready to complete the game. I actually never thought the moment would come. I truly didn't. I thought that for some strange, crazy reason that I might as well have Tulin out. I thought that I would always be stuck here in Tears of the Kingdom, but I'm glad I'm not. Mr. Jason says, speaking of GTA 5, Mr. Coin, a lot of people are saying that the game looks spectacular on the Sony PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 5 Pro on an OLED TV. Mr. Jason has had his fancy TV for almost a year now, and you've not tried it out yet? Oh, I guess you'll have to, if you've got GTA 5, which you've told me you do, that might be worth a crack, like cracking something open and playing it. Oh, thanks to you, Link, I could finally display the painting I had given up on. The sight of our region's ancient columns lit by the sunrise will very likely, no, will surely delight our customers. Now then, once again, thank you for your continued patronage. Yes, I would like to lodge. Give me a Melania bed, please. Noon. Because that seems to be the only time it's not raining in this bloody place. Melania will also tell people where they can go find horses on occasion. 50 rupees to hear that sort of information is a bit steep. 25 is reasonable, but boy, oh boy, do you have to spend a lot of time doing that sort of thing.
Oh. Oh.
The massive cold snap is over and things have finally settled down around here, but there's no shortage of strange happenings these days. Please take care during your travels. Our employee Bonji really knows this area, so don't be shy about asking her for help. Okay, let's quickly try to get over to Wash's Bluff, make another crack at these birds, and if we don't get it, you know, we'll go talk to the storage unit over at Robbie's place. And for the record, although I am trying my best to source all these pictures, you know, manually without extra assistance, the beauty with this game is that you can engage with it as little or as much as you want. If you're willing to spend the money on the photos, you absolutely can just not care. That is totally fine. And it is your God-given right to be able to do that. Truly. I'm not interested in your bananas, video game. I have no need of your tricks. They're for kids.
Sure, Jan.
But I've truly enjoyed the long road that I have set out on this game. I'm glad you guys voted for it in the end. Since our time is wrapping up quite quickly, please don't forget, if you guys have not voted on the vote item in the Discord server yet, please go do that. You guys basically have 7 hours and 48 minutes, or 49 minutes, 48 minutes to wrap that up. So if you guys want to help decide the next major vote project, that Discord is the only place where we're doing it. So please, if you want to vote on stuff, you're running out of time to do it. Mr. Jason says Mr. Jason really likes the Nintendo Switch Joy-Con pair, The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD Edition. Oh, does it have, like, neat pastel colors on it or something? I imagine so. Skyward Sword made pretty famous use. Let's get out a weapon of some kind. Mr. Jason says, even better, good sir. Oh. Oh, it's got the, it's in blue. That's really nice. It's got little design features on it. That's awesome. I can see why you like it. I do too, to some extent. I'm just broke. Cannot afford that. So, I make do. Alright, I have learned my lesson. Let us actually not... let us actually just take our time and climb up this. Mr. Jason says they are just slightly disappointed, good sir. Oh. In what way? Is it the price or something else? My goodness. Sorry, guys. I've been staying up really late to try to get this all done. My sleep schedule is absolutely borked right now because of how much time I've had to spend grinding trout, birds, star fragments, Hinox guts, Lionel guts, Gliok guts, Lizalfo's tails, especially Lizalfo's tails. Oh my god, that took me such a long time to get done. Just like, I would basically not even turn in until like, is that it? It is. Quickly, before they fly. Yes. That's it. Other than the ones for the final boss, we're done. We're also done with the armor. We are done with everything that this game has to offer other than upgrades and cooking recipes. Mr. Jason says, Nintendo with the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Here is a really cool limited edition with a soundtrack CD and a gold-colored Nintendo Wii remote. Nintendo with the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD. Here's the game. £50, please. And also here is a Nintendo Switch Joy-Con pair, the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD edition. That's £70, please. Yeah, a lot more money. It's the cost of, sourcing metal and ensuing enshittification, which is a real word, by the way. I'm not like out here cussing for no reason. It's a real word. And it's the practice of making everything either a paid service or cost extra money. Some people would charge you for the water you could get from your tap if you let them, which is just awful. But my fine friends, I am extremely excited for the next few streams, in only so far as to say, we can put this game behind us and move on to, well, something light, and that is the Legend of Zelda, The Ultimate Trial, a mod ROM made by about 17 different hack authors. And it's kind of like, it's a Legend of Zelda roguelike. It's got roguelike elements to it. But it's pretty good. There's a lot. You guys just kind of have to see it. But it's got custom enemies in it. I think there's like one or two different like mechanical upgrades. I think there's like a D-pad system in there. It's got a bunch of cool stuff, and I can't wait to show you guys that as a bit of a palate cleanse after such a really wild and vigorous game that is the Tears of the Kingdom. I figured we needed something light to kind of like shoot the breeze with and have a bit of fun with. Mr. Jason says, I sure can't wait for BotW Bowling Ultimate Trials Edition. I do not believe there is BotW Bowling. However, from when I last played that hack, the archery minigame was wild. I'll put it that way. I'm going to save so I do not have a chance to, set myself back. But I'm looking forward to that, and I hope you guys do too, because I know what kind of audience I've cultivated, but I would like to move on from Nintendo-related products for a little while, and the next major project will let me do that. What's up, Mr. Jason? I'll also check YouTube and make sure nothing has... Mr. Tension says, hey, Mr. Coin, God bless. Good to see you, Mr. Tension, and hope you're doing well in both body and mind. And I would say I hope you enjoy your stay, but we're actually getting ready to conclude today. So instead, I'll tell you what you've come in on. Mr. Jason says, BotW bowling is the best part. I even know a trick for beating it pretty consistently, and it still stinks. Mr. Jason goes on to say, thank you for the stream, Mr. Coin. Like you said, you're glad that I've cleared up your worries. You're welcome. You're welcome. Well, Mr. Tension, I'll explain things to you so you know what you were coming in on. We finished grabbing all of the missing armor. I had apparently forgotten to buy the Radiant set in the game, so that is here now. We picked up the rest of the hero sets. And then we grabbed the remaining Compendium entries outside of 3 very specific ones that we all know what they probably are, but I don't want anyone saying anything about them. But we have finally sourced these. I only bought 1 photo, and that singular photo was just going over there to the tech lab and actually buying it for demonstration purposes. That's it. Mr. Jason says you didn't want to act rash, and so that's why you came to me. Yep. Today's stream has certainly been pretty stable. Too true. Mr. Tension says you did it, Mr. Coin. You beat Link's Awakening 100%. Nice. I'm glad you did that. How was it? I guess we can spend a few minutes wrapping up while I tell you guys about, again, what'll be happening during the next 2 streams. For those of you on YouTube, you can go to where my live section is on my channel and see that I have scheduled the remaining streams. I have also put out a notice on the Discord server about what to expect with those 2 particular streams, so there really shouldn't be any surprises about that. The whole purpose of those streams is to A, it act as a showcase, but B, perhaps maybe almost as importantly, I want that footage for the video essay, and I also have to stream it at the same time. So I figured, we could kind of, we'll have a time where we chat together, and get and talk with one another and have some good, clean social banter. And then, after that, we'll do business, have some more banter, and then call it good. Like, I have a clear section of VOD footage I can use for my video essay. Once I write the script for that and everything. Mr. Tension says Link's Awakening was a great game with a story and a twist to it too. Yeah. I own the I played through the remake, and that story twist was a pretty nice one. It's probably not the same as the original port, but I know a lot of the story elements were kept the same, so I'm glad you enjoyed it, Mr. Tension. What's next on your list while we happen to be here? And that'll probably be the last bit of conversation I entertain before we wrap up for today's stream, because these streams are targeted. They're meant to be targeted, short, to the point, and not a whole lot of wasted time, or not, I should say wasted time, but a lot of time spent on small stuff. But it's nice to be able to, take stock of things. And of course, while I feel like I have done a lot in this game, there's always a chance that we didn't actually go find something. Or, there's something obscure that was missed or something, and I'll have to crack open the game again and look at it. It's also possible I could, finally mod my Switch and play, Dark Army Resurrection or something. That's also something that could happen. Mr. Tension says, thank you, Mr. Coin. You're working on Oracle of Ages next? Nice! Oh, I love Oracle of Ages. You're gonna love that game. If you like good puzzle solving, it can be a bit tedious, but I think there's going to be a lot more to like about Oracle of Ages compared to what you might not like about it. Although I hear that Oracle of Seasons is considered the better game between the 2 Oracle games. I like Oracle of Ages, but, You know, what can I say? I'm an Aegis fanboy. We could continue talking about that stuff in my Discord server for the record. I would like to go ahead and move toward ending the stream for today. So, my lovely senators and inductees, I have some hallowed halls for you, and where can you find said hallowed halls? If you look below in the bottom of the description or underneath the video player on Twitch, you will find my Linktree link. Please do feel free to click on that. Let me just strip down before I get electrocuted. The bow is fine. In the top center or top middle of the page will be a little Discord icon. Do feel free to click on that and join the server, or check out any of the other links. I have a Blue Sky, Twitter, Mastodon. I've got all three of those available, and I would love to start pushing content out to those sooner rather than later. I even have an Instagram if you want to follow that. But in any case, you guys do know where my hallowed halls are. Mr. Tension says you got the Discord safe, Mr. Coin. Nice. Smart lad. Good man. That said, now that you guys know where my hallowed halls are, you guys know all the algorithmic things to do on Twitch and YouTube respectively. My fine friends, this has been, my name is Coin. This has been one of the final episodes of The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Do stay safe. Take care of yourselves out there. You're welcome amidst any of my hallowed halls anytime. I'll see you guys next time. And with that, GG's and goodbye.